Look, we just finished Christmas, just right off the back of, peace on earth and goodwill to man. And, I was feeling pretty good about it. I had a pretty good Christmas season. I hope you did too, wherever the heck you might be. But I finished it and walked back to see what the heck has been going on in the Gacha community recently. And it's been driving me absolutely insane. And guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to make a really bold and controversial statement for this video. Racism is bad. Oh my gosh, guys. I can't believe he said it. That's one of the hottest takes I've heard of this year. Not actually, it's the most low-hanging fruit piece of crap ever. The recent controversy has been spurred on again between two content creators, Rexlent and Gateo, and some of their, hidden DMs or public statements that they've been making on stream coming to light about saying some pretty egregious things, I'm not gonna lie. Now, I want to get all of my cards on the table here. I started in the PGR community, so I'm very familiar with who Rexlent is. He probably doesn't even remember who I am. He'd probably mega lol me, and that's fine. I don't have enough pride to actually care or expect him to know who I am, so that's fine. But I've never really had any beef with Rexlent. We've never had any issues personally. We've never, bumped into anything. He always kind of stayed in his own lane when it was just the PGR days before Wuthering Waves. But he's always been very protected, and if you do say anything negative or controversial about him, you will get a lot of people attacking you. When I first started making content and was commenting on some of Rexlent's stuff, I had people in my own Discord warning me, saying like, hey, be careful about what you say. He has a lot of very loyal viewers who are going to be very upset about things. That's the first person here. The second is this guy in the bottom left-hand corner by a guy named Gateo. He is another content creator who we have learned, he's a VTuber, but we do know that he is Asian for reasons that we'll talk about more in just a moment, who has also made some pretty just straight up racist statements in the past about, white people, the punching bag of the internet, the people that everyone is allowed to make fun of. Yeah, of course. He's made a lot of pretty ridiculous statements, but now he's even crossed some more lines and into areas that just like straight up pissed me off, and I needed to say something about it. Now, my general approach to content is like that of Vinland Saga and Thorfinn. I have no enemies, and even in this video now, I have no enemies. I'm not trying to make enemies. That's not what I'm out here to do, but it's pretty ridiculous, the things that are being said and things that you need to stand up for. And there are times to stand up for truth and not sit on the fence about something, and this is one of those times. But I'm gonna have a little bit of a controversial take for part of this that you might not be ready for. The first thing, though, that I think we just need to get right out the gate here is this comment right here. So this guy on the behind Gateo in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see his face here. This is Saint Tontes. Saint Tontes is a friend of mine. We hang out on Discord. We've played games together. We've spent a lot of time just kind of talking and chilling. And honestly, he's a great dude. I know some people think he's got some controversial content, but he does some really good content. He's really engaging. And like I said, I consider him a friend. He's a great guy. Recently, he did a face reveal on one of his streams, and Gateo had this to say about it. Now, I haven't been able to find the clip separately, so I am pulling it from Tectone's video. So hey, thanks Tectone for pulling that one out there for me.
Because Western CCs are shit.
I'm going to come back to the Western CCs comment in just a second, but it's the next part I want to talk about first.
Once again, another creator coming out with blatant prejudice against not one, not a couple, every single Western CC. This guy says they are shit. Let's carry on. Which, by the way, I just want to make the case point. One of the greatest content creators for Wuthering Waves, aka Saint Tontas, is a Western CC. So let's just go ahead and keep that noted. Riveting stream content.
No, it's really funny watching, like, now that he face revealed, knowing that he's Asian, it's really funny watching him sucking white cock, man. It's really
like, that is just such an insane statement. And it's just so ridiculous to me that, like, you can actually just sit by and let somebody say that. He's judging Saint Tontes for being an Asian who doesn't shit on other white creators, and says it makes it more funny that he's sitting there sucking white cock. Like, I want you to flip the script for a moment in like any other arrangement and realize how ridiculous that sounds. Flip the races in this moment. Oh, he face revealed and he's a white guy? Wow, that makes it even funnier watching him suck all that. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna give you the clip, but you know what I'm saying. You flip it in any other arrangement, it sounds absolutely ridiculous and asinine to be even saying something like that. I think that's something that needs to be called out. That's not okay. and really is not something that should be put up with, especially from a guy who plays Tower of Fantasy. Dead game, by the way. Now, I want to make something else clear here, though. I ain't no pearl clutcher. Like, I'm not going to say anytime somebody makes a joke, oh my gosh, how dare you? The sensitive white guy is going to be so upset by this. No, I honestly, I don't care when it's between friends. But here's the thing. Gateo doesn't know Saint like that, and he's not in any way able to make that kind of joke. I can guarantee you. And Saint has been firing back in the best way possible. And honestly, Saint, if you happen to watch this video, keep on doing you man. Like that, it's just absolutely hilarious stuff that's being put out there. But the fact that there are some people in the community that actually think like saying things like that is okay, that's stupid. Hey, and you know what? You're retarded. Now, the other thing I do want to address as well, though, is when people are talking about the Western CCs. Now, I think there's been a weird association that people have been making here when we're talking about the Western CCs, and some people are kind of, I think, interpreting that as like coded language of like, oh, well, he just means like white creators. I don't think that's the case. Maybe I'm being too generous here with my interpretation. You can disagree with me in the comments down below if you think differently on this. But I don't think when somebody's saying Western CCs that they mean Western in a derogatory way. I think they mean as like a general category of creator. They're often in online and internet spaces. There are communities that center regionally with how content is created. And the Western content creation sphere is different than the Eastern content creation sphere. It's different than, you know, if you get more into like the Russian and European sphere, generally is different as well. Like there's kind of almost like different, you know, cliques that start to form. That's not a weird thing, and that shouldn't be seen as a weird thing. So I don't think using the term Western is necessarily a negative thing or should be interpreted as such. Now, if you're constantly disparaging that entire group of CCs with trying to invalidate them because they're all Western, well, you get into another issue, but I'm not necessarily going to call that racist because I think Western CCs encompasses a whole myriad of races with, you know, one of the catalysts for this whole moment being Gacha Smack, who last time I checked, isn't a white guy. Maybe I'm wrong, but you could, see if someone's bold enough to try and correct me in the comments on that one. So I just want to take like kind of like a middle of the line approach there of like, there is some blatant racism that we could call out as freaking ridiculous, but also let's not be pearl clutchers by every single comment about somebody saying Western as being a euphemism for harping on white people. Okay. I don't ever want to become that person. Now, the one other thing that I just want to kind of finish off this video with here is that I do think Gateo's comments on harping on Saint's looks are absolutely ridiculous. Like, I do think somebody who has the confidence to step out behind their virtual avatar and put themselves out there in a more honest and direct way definitely deserves some credit for doing that. Look, I think somebody literally hiding behind an avatar trying to throw stones about somebody else's appearance when they refuse to even show themselves is just a massive layer of hypocrisy. And just, even if maybe Gateo isn't the ugliest dude in the world, I know a lot of people are making fat jokes, but even if he isn't the ugliest dude in the world, you don't have any right to criticize someone's appearance when you refuse to even put your own out there. I'm somebody who started making content with my face on camera the whole time because, to be honest, I didn't really care, and I want everyone to know it's me. Ain't no way I'm being confused with anybody else with this ugly mug. That's right, bitches. But no, there's a lot of really justifiable reasons why somebody might not actually even stream with their face. That's a conversation for another video. I've got other friends who do it, whether it be for their own personal safety or phobias or fears or for different mental health issues, for reasons why they're not comfortable in doing so. There's a lot of reasons why you would do that. But to then hide behind it and then comment on someone else's appearance in that way is just, nah, man, you out. You're out of pocket on that one. Take a hike. Also, I just got to drop this sick burn in here because shout out to Saint.
Gateo, let's face the sad reality of the situation.
The crushing reality.
Gateo, you would pay money to look like me.
True.
Unfortunately, you can't wail like that.
That's such a good, I'm sorry, that's so good. That's an absolute fire burn, mic drop moment. Get fucked. Now, like I said, I'm not going to pull a Mr. Pokey and be like, I am true neutral, absolutely neutral. No, I'm not neutral on this. No, I think it's ridiculous what you did. You're wrong. You're in the wrong, Gateo. But I stand on what I said at the beginning of this video. I try and have no enemies. So look, I'm not making enemies here, but you got to call a spade sometime. That's out of pocket, man. My last controversial statement for this video, you can be racist towards white people. Just putting it out there. I know the internet doesn't seem to believe so, but it's true. Anyway, that's all for this one. Hope you had a great Merry Christmas, and we'll see you in the next one.